You talking to me? Alright.
Why did you close the curtain?
Because I'm trying to muffle the sound of the television a little bit, honey. Because... Unfortunately, Top Chef has been copyrighted to such a level that if it is mentioned in the background, my shit gets taken down. I fucking love the policies that they have at play. Would be nice if the freedom of the people meant a little bit more, but you know, those with money get their way more often than not. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to go over basic care of certain animals. It's very odd. Alright. Oh, you're fine. Definitely gonna need to feed this critter this weekend. Alright. This is our Brazilian blue tarantula. He is an adult male. You can actually see his tibial hooks, which is a sure sign that he has matured out. Now, taking care of these critters isn't that difficult. It does pose a little bit of a conundrum when you're trying to get just the right amount of water in the cage, and the cage is already looking rather moist. So we're just going to give it a light watering. A little bit up over here. It's a terrestrial, smaller breed of tarantula from South America. The males are smaller than the females, so you can only imagine how big she'd be. We do not have a female in our collection. Unfortunately, when they both molted out, we were left with the sad realization that we only have 2 males. Okay, here we go. Let's get it good and close. So, typically speaking, when you have a male tarantula, you don't want to give them too much space because they will overexert themselves and die quicker. Just enough space for them to get around, to hide, to feel comfortable. That's all they need. This one is a tarantula that we have had for going on 3 years, and it just matured this second to last month. So, what we're going to do is put this lid on. Alright. Oh, thought I flipped that around. Okay, there we go. Tarantula care is simply learning what kind of environment your little critter needs to be in, and then giving him that environment. There we are. For instance, this here is our kitchen. This critter. Oh, definitely pre-molt. The critter in this cage is a Harpictera pulchripes. Quite the heavy webbing species. They are an old world species tarantula coming out of, I believe, Africa. They are very aggressive when it comes to their food and seldom are known for biting people. However, if they do bite you, their venom is considered to be medically relevant. We're going to grab this little gal. Today, it's a rest day when it comes to exercising. So we will be focusing all of our time and attention on these animals. Is that you, honey? It was. Oh, don't tell me I need to fix that. This is Charlotte. Charlotte is another terrestrial species from the South American rainforest. At least her ancestors were. She was captive bred at a home that is no longer in the tarantula business for the most part. She is a white knee tarantula. She needs to have higher humidity. She needs to have clean drinking water. It looks clean, but I'm still just going to dump it out, fill it back in. I feel like you're expecting something, dog.
Yeah, maybe Daddy to get him some food.
Okay, why me?
Because you're already in there.
I don't wanna.
So what else is now?
Oh look, somebody actually managed to put the bowl where it belongs. I think that qualifies as a miracle.
A miracle? That I don't want to cook dinner tomorrow?
No, that you put the bowl in the bag, honey. All right. Pump up the water container and start misting. Oliver, no.
Is he pushing?
Yep, I've got this. Damn it! Stop. I swear, dogs are freaking nuts. Woo! Jesus, child. Gotta make sure you get the humidity up. A lot of people seem to think that tarantulas are these mean, aggressive critters. What you saw just a second ago kind of debunks that theory. You see, tarantulas don't just lash out. They're not entirely about biting and fighting. They're not even entirely about throwing their urticating hairs. They're simply about surviving. When push comes to shove, trying to run is in their repertoire. That is something that they do quite well, actually. If you ever get one that's on the run in your house, you will find out pretty quickly that they are not just fangs and hairs. They are speedy little eight-legged freaks of nature. Really like to care for. Hold on, I forgot to do something. Hold on, folks. I am sharing this to Threads. Oh, and I'm live. Many people seem to think that owning tarantulas take up too much time. That is another principle that is false. That is an assumption based entirely on one's fear of pet ownership. If anything, tarantulas and snakes make for wonderful animals if you're looking for something that you can check in on and take care of on a nightly basis. Thank you, sweetie. She's giving me all the gifts. All the gifts. This chunky girl is Needles. Check her out. Absolutely marvelous. We're going to miss this cage. This is another tropical species. The difference being that it comes from Asia. It is an old world, technically. The interesting bit is old world tarantulas tend to have more medically relevant venom, whilst at least this species of old world scorpion has a venom that is no more potent than a bee sting. So she can give you the business end of her tail, but in most cases you wouldn't have to worry about anything too exciting or too extreme happening unless bacteria rides on her tail and or you are allergic to her venom. In most cases, her venom is not an issue. There we go. There we are. I'm going to take this cage, move it out of the way, and then I'm going to grab Little B. Little B is our Lasiodora parabana. She is currently the largest tarantula in our collection. Now, again, just to go over the basics, tarantulas are not indestructible arachnids. As a matter of fact, tarantulas in many cases are more vulnerable to things like falls or even spider bites than a lot of the typical spiders out there because their body mass makes it so they're either an easy target, given they come across something that is stuck in their cage with them, or when they fall, something ruptures. Tarantulas can even experience a medical crisis during a molt. There is a roach taking a swim in my tarantula's water dish.
Why is such a joker?
Who, Oliver?
I mean, it's because of him, but yeah, let's try this without Barney.
Here we go. So let's show the spooter, shall we? Oh, Jesus Christ. There she is. In all of her fuzzy glory. Check out that spider. She is so big. If I can get this to work right. Alright, keep an eye on her. I am going to rescue a roach that is going right back in there. I'm going to go clean out her water dish. Feel free to ask questions.
Yeah, good.
Oh, God. On it. Great. Off we go. What's wrong? You gotta go to the bathroom? Oliver! That's a no!
I'm trying to take off that cat and I landed on that stuff right there.
On what stuff? Bad dog!
Sorry, I just
Are
can't.
you okay?
Yeah, if anything, I'll be bruised, but.
You. Seriously? Yeah, that's called a cat. There's one of those inside and you don't treat it that way. So why do you think it's appropriate to hurt your mama? It smells like gas. Or fumes. Bad dog.
Sorry, just I keep. Go potty.
Go potty or you're going in your kennel. Locked door. That's it. You're going in your kennel. You're done. You're done. Go on. No. Get down. Are you serious? First you go and you pull her into the railing and hurt her, and now you're going to freaking push her over? No. You are going in your kennel, and you are going to be spending a good hour in there. Go on. Go on. Get in your kennel. I don't usually lock him in here, but he has been taught not to pull on the line like that. And he goes and he pulls Jessica into the porch. Like, no. Nope. We're not doing that anymore. That is what we call a bad dog. And he can be in timeout for a few minutes. Alright, so this is Elasiodora parabano, or salmon pink bird-eating tarantula. First thing I'd like to note, look at the butt. The butt is absolutely covered in hairs. She has not cast a single urticating hair since her last molt. She has been happy, healthy, content, what have you, in this cage. She has had no problems with it. She opted not to have a den, but she did create a little bit of a trench right there. I don't know what it's for. That is up to her. She keeps filling it with webs and then destroying the webs over and over again. Here we go. Yeah, she is such a good girl. Now, when tarantulas age out, when they mature, whether they're male or female, their metabolism slows down considerably. The females will eat over and over again, but it'll be like twice to once a month. So what you'll get is a pet that costs less money to feed and is incredibly enjoyable to watch. I think that her urticating hairs are just so pretty. We'll get a close look. She is gorgeous. And she is incredibly docile. So many people think that these animals are just voracious, they're menacing, they're out to get you. No, they're not. No, they're not. Not even the ones that have a bad attitude are technically out to get you. They just react to you being in their personal space. You see the uh, videos of people getting smacked by their tarantulas or even bitten. Oftentimes, that is owner error. There was one guy that stuck his whole hand into an old world species cage. Here's the thing, folks. Old world tarantulas develop a nastier temperament because they don't have the urticating hairs. All they have is their posturing and their fangs. And maybe slapping your hand. Alright, to get your attention to tell you to leave them alone. In the end, they're more likely to fang you because that's how their defense works in the wild. Whoop. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. Hi. Now, of course, when you are getting things situated, you want clips. Clips are wildly important. They help you maintain a level of safety for yourself and for your tarantulas. All of our cages have a manner of clipping shut. The plastic cages here, all have clamps that'll latch into place. This little cage latches. This gray cage over here, this semi-transparent cage latches. That super latches. And of course, we have cage clamps and weights, if we can't find the cage clamps, for other cages. Like so. Now, typically speaking, this is kind of what your little spider area is going to look like when you have spoods that grow up. Tarantulas don't always stay small. As a matter of fact, most of them get to a size that is a little harder to care for, so you wind up getting multiple cages. Now, my favorite setup, my favorite cage that you can make at home with a soldering iron and probably about $10 for your larger, most likely arboreal spider, or even spider colonies like the Balfouri. This big bad boy. It is a Sterilite container that I took a soldering iron to, and I put a hefty amount of ventilation holes in. And let me tell you, even if it's a terrestrial species, fill the dirt up to like right about there. Perfect cross ventilation. Perfect cross ventilation. We are just waiting for the day where we're going to release that puppy. You know. Girl, you are so far up in there. How am I supposed to go and show you off? This cage, I've got the door open to, belongs to our green bottle blue. Unfortunately, she is all the way up in her log, so I can't show her to you. We do not believe in harassing the animals to the point where they feel insecure in their habitats. A lot of people will do that. That is not the name of our game. Care dictates we treat them with a level of respect that their existence warrants. That sounds very hippie-ish. I understand. Might make people uncomfortable. Don't worry. Not everything I believe in is like that. Okay? Now, for starters, I believe that if someone has maliciously killed somebody else, guess what you think I think should happen to them. Yeah. Kind of an eye for an eye individual here. Now, that is Mo. Mo is a male Monocentropus balfouri. I don't know if his colors will come in very well, but he is quite the purple little guy. He's supposed to be blue, but he looks more purple to me. I don't know. He is the only balfouri that is currently out and about in the cage. The female is probably sleeping because she... You retracted a message, honey?
Yeah, I clicked the wrong emoji.
Oh, God.
What?
What'd you do?
I clicked the crying face.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, after what happened to you, kind of warrants it. Not gonna lie. So what we do... Gonna give him some water here. A lot of people think that Monocentropus balfouri don't need water from a water dish. I am telling you that that is 110% malarkey. There we go. All right. Oh, jeez. We're only going to miss the Theraphosa apophysis cage a little bit. There we go. We don't want cages getting too moist, because if they get too moist, you wind up with mold. And when you wind up with mold, you wind up with the chance of your animal accidentally getting sick. Again, needs to be said that tarantulas are not indestructible. They are not immune to illness. They can actually have a few illnesses that we can't. Mold is pretty bad for them, depending on the species, that is. There are some species of mold that don't affect them, but you don't want to take any chances. If you find mold in any animal cage, doesn't matter if it's mammalian, reptilian, or a invertebrate cage. It doesn't matter. Get the mold out of there just in case that mold poses a health risk, because you can have a mold infection just like you get a bacterial infection, especially with invertebrate animals that have book lungs. Book lungs can get stopped up with mold. It's incredibly bad for your animal. Just take care of the issue while you can. Let's go and get into the roaches. Okay. Now, tarantulas and other animals need to feed. These other animals need other animals to eat. What is one to do? Well, let's flip this around. Aim this down, and I will show you. These are two species of tropical roach that you can keep as feeders for your animals. On top, we have a dubia male, long body, long wings, well, narrow body, dark colored head. That is a dubia male. That is a fresh molt, what looks like orange head right there. Actually, you can see the molt right here. Wait a minute. Where's my flashlight? I was told that is going to be a dubia male, because that is a dubia roach husk. That right there, the orange head, is an orange head male. He has a white dot at the end of his abdomen. That red looking son of a gun is an orange head juvenile. Another orange head male right there. White dot on the end of it. Now, I'm going to carefully lift this up. Look at that. That right there, with the good patterning, is a dubia female. She is full grown, does not have a distinct orange head, has a fat body. She is a female. Again, these little red devils are orange head juveniles. And the gray ones, like the one that left this right here, it's this guy right here. He is the one that left the husk. They are dubia juveniles. Now, just like their other tropical counterparts, these guys need to have a few things. They need to have high humidity. They need to have access to an abundance of water. They get it both from the misting on the side of the cage and from us filling up their water. Now, getting water on the outside of the water dish is not a problem. They are a tropical species, and they thrive in high humidity. Clearly. They have two water dishes that they can get moisture from, outside of drinking it off the side of the cage. Oh, right. And I need to go and get them some rose petals. So, let's go outside and do that. I think we still might have enough daylight. Our floor is a little messy. It's not as bad as it has been in the past.
Your flip-flops are in here if you need them.
Ah, shit. Do you want to come and help me, honey?
Might be worth it to watch 2.5 Men again.
With Charlie or with both of the kids?
Both.
Yeah, probably just in the beginning.
Where are the clippers?
They were
Okay, they are right here. Do you have your phone?
no.
Might need a flashlight. Wait, can I use a flashlight on here? There it is. Alright, let's go do this. Oh, we'll have plenty of light. Jesus. Things are a little messy. I said things are a little messy. I wanted to have enough light. Are you gonna come down?
Oh, sorry.
If we do this carefully enough, do you think you can get the roses that I clipped? Like this one right here? Oh, are you okay?
Yeah. How about this one?
What's wrong with that one?
It's on the ground.
Well, they're all gonna get washed off anyway.
So you just grabbing one?
No, we're gonna grab 3.
How about these ones over here?
Alright. Here, let me flip it around so you can see it. Believe it or not,
On that one?
sure, these are edible. Anytime you can get away with feeding your animals with fresh produce, which I guess this might qualify, do it. Anything that hasn't been treated is A-okay.
And
What?
let them out.
All right. I can't believe he almost knocked you over.
No, I did land on my arms and my stomach.
All right. So, I am going to be right back. Thank you, honey. I'm going to go and wash these off. And then we are going to throw them into the roach cage. All right, here we go. Now, here we go. We just toss petals in. Some women live for the rose petal treatment. Our roaches get it every other day because our rose bushes bloom almost all throughout the year. These serve, oh, they are so potent. I love that. These serve as a good way to feed them fresh vegetation without having to worry about it being tainted which we have come across in stores. Greenery that has been said to be organic wound up stunting and in some cases killing these roaches that we feed to our tarantulas. And if whatever toxin is killing the tarantulas, not killing the tarantulas, is killing the roaches, that shit's gonna kill your tarantulas too. So you don't want to take a chance. We had to stop feeding until our colony stopped having mass die-outs. Excuse me, my goodness. I guarantee you, by the time we come back in tomorrow, this whole cage is going to be clean. Just absolutely all of the food and whatnot is going to be taken care of. It will not be a problem anymore. Looks like we gotta go and put water, pour water into Belle's cage. So, what time is it? 9:18. We're not doing too bad. All right. So this is Belle's enclosure. Glass is a little dirty. She is our Firefly Morph Ball Python, a confirmed female. We got her from a somewhat local, but not very local, pet store called Tropical Hut out in Portland. She was the second most docile snake that they had, and she has probably been one of the best snakes that I've ever owned. Quite the heavy hitter in most cases, snatching up that food. Let's go and give her some water in her cage. You see that her dirt is running a little bit dry. Oh, she is kind of looking like she might be interested in eating. However, she ate last week. This is the best way to apply water to a ball python cage, to any reptile cage really. The idea is getting it to disperse evenly from the bottom of the cage. So you pour it on the surface like this, somewhat evenly, and it'll settle and it'll spread. You're all right. The dog's acting a little funky. I think he can smell the snake. That should do that. I'll pour some in her water. You can kind of see her face right there. That is Belle. Like I said, she is a firefly morph ball python. She is already eaten, but she is acting a little bit interested.
Thank you.
She's really adorable.
Alright. Yeah, look at her. You're alright. I just need to pour more water into your water dish, kid. Please do not bite me. She's not usually that kind of aggressive. See, she backed off. There we go. She'll poke her head back out. So what we've done here is boost the humidity in her cage because ball pythons need to have higher humidity. It needs to be between 60 and 70% humidity inside your snake's cage so that they don't have health problems. They can get dehydrated not from a lack of water in their water dish, but from a lack of humidity in the air around them. If the soil that they're on is not properly kept, if the air is not humid enough, they can dry out. Oh, oh, there she is. See if I can coax her out. A little warm-blooded effort, maybe. Come. Don't do this at home. Come on. That's a good girl. You can come out? I think she's had enough of us.
I am not taking a dog out.
Oliver, you are done.
Yeah.
You had your chance. You pulled your mama into the porch. You hurt her. And then you played it off like nothing happened. So no, you are not going to go out the second you go to the door. You are lucky you are not still in the kennel. I would have kept you there for another hour. No, you're not going to get forgiven. Not that soon. Stop being cute. Dick. Alright, so this is Belle's enclosure. This is Needle's enclosure, our scorpion. This is Mochi's enclosure. Nice bit of moisture, but he's probably going to need another dose. This is our Brazilian blue violet male. Ooh, look who's out. Our Harpicdira pulchripes. This cage belongs to our Lasiodora parabana. Theraphosa popsis. Green bottle blue. Monosyntropus balfouri. Vietnamese centipede slinky. Charlotte, the white-knee tarantula. And of course, we have Oliver, the golden retriever, Wolf, the husky, and Monkey, the kitty cat. Yes. You guys have a good night. Stay safe. And remember, I better not see you on the news unless it's good news.